I have been struggling with getting out of bed lately, and I've been bedrotting a lot, and I was sick for a couple of days, which was really annoying. And it's also the reason why I stayed in bed most of the time and just rewatched Game of Thrones for the third time. But after 3 days, I had enough, and I decided it was time for me to get out of the bed. And I was doing a couple of things here and there, but most of the time I just stayed at home. But because the weather is getting colder, and I know it's not officially autumn yet, but it feels like autumn, and that's why I wanted to make cinnamon rolls. I'm not gonna make them myself. I was gonna buy a baking mix, so it would be easier because I suck at baking. I'm really bad at it. But I had this baking mix for cinnamon rolls, and I wanted to make it really aesthetic and lit up a candle. And while I was baking, I watched Game of Thrones, and honestly, I didn't know you could mess up a baking mix, but apparently you can, because I really messed up. And I think what I did wrong is I melted the butter, and you weren't supposed to melt it. I'm not only bad at baking, I'm also too lazy to read all of the instructions. The dough kept falling apart, and then my roommate tried to help me and save the cinnamon rolls with me, but we just couldn't make it work. And then we decided to do cookies instead of cinnamon rolls, and I guess you can say it worked, but they just didn't look that great. I mean, look at them, yeah. But then after we put them in the oven, they still didn't look great. But at the end of the day, it was still a cool activity, and they didn't taste as bad as they looked. And after we finished eating them, I went to bed because it was already pretty late. And the next day I woke up and I felt like shit because I didn't get much sleep, and it was still early in the morning because me and my roommate decided to go to IKEA because I wanted to get some scented candles with like an autumn scent and like cinnamon and pumpkin and those kind of scents. And then I also accidentally spilled tea on my jeans and had to use the air dryer. And then I was proud that my shoes were kind of matching my bag, and literally wearing the sweater 90% of the time in this vlog, because I wear it 90% of the time in general because it's super cozy. When we went to IKEA, I didn't really find the candles I was looking for, but I got some cinnamon rolls, and I got the last ones. I got some candles, but not the scent that I wanted. Last year I bought one and it was so good. And I'm hoping to find it when I go again in October or November. And at home, of course, we're going back to bedrotting because that's what I do most of the time. But after some time in bed and watching TikTok or TV shows, I just get so annoyed and I feel so disgusting, or just like I'm wasting a lot of time. So I did some other things and made a salad. And then uploaded a YouTube video. And also I recently bought a few things from Amazon to do my own nails. And this is by no means a tutorial because I still suck at doing my own nails and I did a lot of mistakes. But after some trial and error, I kind of made it work for me. And the end result wasn't even that bad. But the process of making your own nails takes so much time. It's definitely cheaper than getting them done at a nail salon, but it's still a lot of time and effort. So I hope these stay on for a while so I don't have to do it too often. I was kind of surprised. They look good, but they were kind of too long for me. I felt like they kind of looked like claws. So I made them a little bit shorter, and I really liked them like that. And the next day I actually had to make the IKEA cinnamon rolls because like the failed cinnamon rolls from the day before or 2 days before really like annoyed me, and I really wanted to have some good cinnamon rolls, and I love the ones from IKEA. So obviously they were really good and I really enjoyed my breakfast. And then later that day I also made a salad, and for the longest time I refused to eat figs because I once saw a video on TikTok saying that there is a wasp in every fig, so I always thought they would taste disgusting, but I kind of love them now, so I decided to just ignore the wasps. I'm getting back into drawing and painting a little bit, also into skincare because I haven't done my skincare in weeks and it's so embarrassing, but I don't know, my skin has gotten a little bit worse, and ever since I started doing fake freckles, it's not that visible, which is a good side effect of freckles. In the afternoon, I decided to go shopping because I really want to step up my fashion game, and I've been seeing these boots all over Pinterest, and I actually found pretty good boots. And while I was in the store, they kind of looked like shit because I had to try them on over my jeans, but at home I styled them with this denim skirt and denim jacket, and it looked pretty good and I really liked them. And I hung out with a friend later and I was wearing the boots, and let me tell you, my feet hurt so bad, but I guess that's normal when you buy new boots. And I also bought these new hair rollers because I have used hair rollers before, but the ones I have are just not that good, and I wanted to get some bigger ones, so I tried this. Wasn't really convinced by the way they looked while I had them in my hair, but after I took them out of my hair, the result was really good and I actually really like it. I didn't know I can have my hair this straight without using a straightener, so this is definitely more healthy for my curly hair than using heat. But honestly, no matter how many things I did in the past few days to get out of bed and to have fun and, I don't know, to distract myself from seasonal depression, I guess, it didn't stop the bad days or me being in a bad mood, because on some days there's just no way around it, and sometimes you just have to sit with it and watch a TV show and stay in bed. And even though I tried to do some yoga, it just didn't really help or make me feel better. I had a little cry, and then I went grocery shopping because sometimes food is comfort, and just eating something nice before going to bed sometimes really helps me. So take this as a reminder that it is okay to have bad days, and you don't need to overanalyze every emotion you're going through. Sometimes you're just in a bad mood, but that mood will change and it will get better the next day or in a few days. But overall, what I'm really learning is that I have a serious phone addiction and that I'm on my phone way too often. So I'm trying to read before going to bed instead of being on my phone. And I'm trying not to go to bed too late because we need sleep to be happy. Alright, this is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!